Hello, this is RV Vagabond Jerry, and this is my second video along the Rhine. And here I'm starting out at the town of Lahnstein, and from here on there are going to be a lot of castles. This is the area of the Rhine where there is a lot of castles, and I've heard that Germany has as many as 25,000 castles, which is the country in the world that has the most castles, believe it or not. It's amazing. And that means there is a whole lot of very wealthy people in Germany that can afford to build and maintain these castles. So I'm going to show you the ones we go by and any other scenery along the way. So come along with me. There's one coming up on that hill. The sun is behind it, so it's kind of hard to see much detail.
Actually, as long as it's dating back to roughly...
This castle is 1,000 years old.
That they built this particular castle, the Marksburg.
Marksburg Castle.
Believe it or not, inhabited. The guides that are taking people through there are actually living in the castle also. And it is at this moment functioning also as an, I would say it's an office and a business that actually distributes the money that is given to the organization for the preservation of castles and cultural heritage in Germany. The cable car this afternoon might be coming too late down for the Rudeshein coffee tasting, so I leave it up to you what you're going to do with that one. Yes, sir.
Here is an RV park right along the banks of the river. Nice. Those are all Class C's, and they look pretty much the same. The riverboat captain said there are a lot of RV parks and campgrounds along the river here. This is a really big one, and yes, that is my version of a castle. My castle is back waiting for me when I get back to Texas. Here's another castle way up on the hill. Behind the trees. They've got their farming going up the hill all along here. But then look at this big gorge right in the middle of the farm. I guess that looks like just rock that is gorged out right there, and then the fields continue on the other side. I've seen a lot of rail traffic on both sides of the river here. I wonder if this is the name of the farm. This is the town of Boppard, B-O-P-P-A-R-D. Pretty good sized little town. On the other side is nothing. This looks like the city center of Boppard. There are two more castles up on the hill here.
The case is that they said, I mean, it might be easier.
That one on the left, and then off to the right is another one.
To slightly larger areas, and becoming principalities. But once these fortresses became more difficult inside, you have difficulties in getting in there if you had...
Just notice there is a wall
you can understand
between the two castles.
Let's say the approaching army had to come up with different ways of taking a castle. Those beautiful...
Here's another city we're passing by.
women in beautiful white gowns that were walking around in these castles and.
I like the way the towns have their names painted on the walls there. There's a nice house, but up here is a pretty good size castle. And I see they've got some scaffolding right there. So it looks like they're doing some repair work.
Done coach tours along the Rhine.
And there's another castle on the other side of the river. Here's a better shot of that castle now that we've gone by it a bit. It's a very long one. Look how bright green that area is there. And also right here, very bright green. And we're coming up on another castle here.
A complete different style of building over here, built at least 200 years after the other castle, the Burg Mout. But that is where nobody could see her, so now they actually put a statue over there. So that's
a little better view of the castle
the actual
from this angle.
Rock over there. And I'll talk about it in a few moments.
They even have a castle-like tunnel.
Actually, there you can see the tunnel being used. Here, these are the rocks over here on the right-hand side. You can see that the engineers actually literally made constructions with what they call grout anchors. Grout anchors. They drill deep into the rocks, and they literally put iron cables or iron pipes in it, and then fill them up with concrete, so that the rocks stay together, literally.
That's this side of the tunnel where the train and the cars go through. It's a big rock side. That looks like a church. And here's another fine looking castle.
We've taken bus tours forever.
Here's another shot from directly in front of it. And there's more to it on this side. Here's some more bright green fields.
But Napoleon was foreseeing
and there's another Europe, castle,
however, under French
up
flag.
here.
And when Napoleon was gone,
and
the Congress of Vienna,
there's another castle right in the middle of the river. Right over here.
And then we had the European
How about
Union.
that?
And
there's a better shot of the castle up on the hill. And here's a better shot of the one in the middle of the river. And that says hotel. So I guess you can go and stay in that castle if you want to. There's a close-up of the one in the middle of the river. And it's got a little garden here of trees.
On this side over here.
Nice.
Believe it or not, but they were the original toilets of the castle.
By the way, this piece hanging out there and this hanging out there, those are the original toilets where the waste just dropped right down. That's the way they used to do it in the old days. There's a good shot of both of them. The one in the river and the one up on the hill.
To the program for this afternoon again.
There's another castle up on top of this hill. Kind of smaller, I think, compared to the others. Nice looking one. Some of these churches look like castles as well. And then there's something up here, a mini castle, or maybe that's another church. There's so many of these castles up on the hills. There's one over here. Here's another riverboat we're coming up on too. And the other castle is right here. There you go. And here's another one. This one's not too far up high. Well, that concludes my tour of the castles from Lahnstein to Rudeshein on the Rhine River. There are more castles before Lahnstein, but that was before I woke up in the morning. And after Rudesheim, I haven't seen any more because the land just really levels out. There may be some way off in the distance, but anywhere near the river, no, they like to be up high. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please let me know in the comments below. Good day, folks.